Good morning to you and welcome to KRQE News this morning. I'm Matt Morrow.
Good morning. I'm Elizabeth Alvarez. Today is Wednesday, halfway through the work week, February 12th. All your news coming up in just a bit, but first let's take a check of the weather.
Yeah, meteorologist Kristen Van Dyke is here. Kristen, and today starts spring, right?
Yeah, it feels like it. Here's a look at where we're starting off this morning. 33 degrees, wind chill in the mid-20s, so it is cold out, but layer it up. It is going to be nice this afternoon. Temperatures around the state in the 20s and 30s out east, down into the teens out in Gallup and Grant. It's one of the colder spots this morning. You get up in Taos too, and it's pretty chilly up that way at 18 degrees. But look how warm it's going to be today. Highs in the mid-60s in the southeast after highs stuck in the 30s and 40s there. Albuquerque hitting 60 degrees today, and we'll be in the 50s back west, and it is going to get even warmer than this, a lot warmer in fact, as we head through the next few days and into the weekend. I'll have those numbers for you coming up in just a few minutes.
A known gang member with a long history of causing trouble could cost Albuquerque taxpayers a lot of money.
That's because he is suing and his evidence is pretty compelling. Nicholas Bloom has filed a lawsuit against APD and former officers Robert Woollever and John Doyle. Take a look at this surveillance video from 2011. It caught Woollever and Doyle kicking Bloom over and over. And then after that, chest bumping. At the time, Bloom had a number of felony warrants out for his arrest and was running away from police. In the lawsuit, Mr. Bloom claims he has suffered lasting physical injury, medical expenses, and emotional distress. APD later fired both Doyle and Woollever, who are appealing that firing. Well, the Youth Ranch at the center of a child abuse investigation is in the spotlight again this morning.
That's right. The family of a teen who was killed in a car crash at the Tierra Blanca Ranch last year is now suing, saying that his death resulted from carelessness and abuse.
Bruce's family just wants to make sure that nothing like this ever happens to any other boy at Tierra Blanca Ranch.
So here is what we've learned. The lawsuit claims that before the fatal crash on the ranch, 18-year-old Bruce Steger was beaten, handcuffed, and shackled like a member of a Southern Prison Road gang at the ranch. Now, the lawsuit filed in Santa Fe District Court is the latest development against the ranch for troubled teens. Among the allegations, the lawsuit claims Steger was forced to eat horse dung and had jalapeno pepper juice poured into his eyes in the name of discipline.
They're baseless, and we do not do anything that's illegal. We have operated in plain view. We have signed agreements with CYFD people that authorize us to restrain when needed.
Ranch owner Scott Chandler told us he has not gotten a chance to review the lawsuit and declined to comment further.
The father of a boy police say was kicked to death by his own mother and didn't know his son was dead until just a few days ago. Amari Varela died in December, just 9 years old. His mother is charged with kicking him to death. Now, Amari's biological father, Christopher Cluis, is disabled and he lives in Dallas. He told the Albuquerque Journal he hopes Amari's mother, Cynthia Varela Casals here, gets the death penalty. Well, of course, New Mexico doesn't have the death penalty anymore. Mr. Cluis says Amari was born in the prison in Grant where his mother was doing time for drug trafficking. Cluis was in jail himself at that time for kidnapping.
An Albuquerque mother is afraid a judge will order her to take back her child. Robin Harley says her troubled teenager had hit her and her father and also threatened to kill her. Harley says the 16-year-old is in the juvenile detention center after facing battery charges, one from a fight with her mother and for a string of drug charges. A court date Thursday could determine her punishment, but Harley worries it won't be tough enough and her daughter will be back home too soon.
It has to stop. I love her. I worry about her. I always will. I don't want her coming home and finishing me off.
Harley says if a judge tries to send her daughter home Thursday, she is prepared to disobey the judge and face a charge of child abandonment. Bernalillo County is calling in outside experts to undo the bad investments made by the county treasurer, Manny Ortiz. Ortiz is accused of mishandling finances, leaving the county in a $23 million hole. The result, a needed $5 million slice out of this year's budget, meaning jobs will go unfilled and projects will be delayed. The county has inked a 4-year, $146,000 contract with a Denver-based firm of advisors to help analyze the cash flow needs and work on better investment strategies for the county's $250 million portfolio. As for the county treasurer, Manny Ortiz, he is currently his job actually is on the line. There is a petition drive going on to have him recalled. A long-standing water problem in Rio Rancho is one step closer to getting fixed.
That's about 1,000 water lines break every year in Rio Rancho, and today the city council is putting together a $1.3 million contract to fix them. We sent News 13 Samantha McDonald out there to tell us more. Good morning, Sam. How bad is it?
Good morning, Matt. Well, residents say it is pretty bad. They say water leaks are a common sight on the streets around here. This is just one of 15 streets that could be seeing some major construction to fix those water lines. The broken water lines and wells are set to get repaired, and some roads will get a new copper line, and in some streets, new water meters. City officials say in the past year, the water rate increased by nearly 9%, and the city lost about 500 million gallons of water. That means water use has been very inefficient and costly for the city of Rio Rancho. This new plan is expected to help save the city money and to spare residents the hassle of water leaks.
Hopefully they don't have to worry about their water being turned off, road construction on their streets closed, landscaping being washed away. Well, hopefully we can start reducing rates because of the savings that we're seeing from fixing this.
One resident says the water leaks have become such a nuisance, she keeps the water company's number on speed dial.
Pretty much every time I'm out driving, I'm calling them, especially in the summer, to report one leak or another.
Construction is expected to start in about 60 days and last about 6 months. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Sam. I'm sure those folks will be happy to have those water problems fixed up. Rio Rancho City Council is hoping the contract gets renewed every year to keep the problems under control. We'll keep you posted on that work right here on KRQE News 13. A mixed bag of news this morning for New Mexico's high school students. According to an annual report from the College Board, those who took advanced placement tests so they could try to get college credit while they're in high school ranked below the national average. Now, on the upside, the scores have improved in the past decade, and New Mexico had the highest percentage of Hispanic and low-income students who passed these tests. Overall, 12% of students passed the AP test here. That's compared to a national average of 20%.
A new report shows New Mexico is one of the worst places to move for schools. Education Week says that the state had the lowest high school graduation rates in the U.S. at less than 60%. The report also shows last year middle school kids were among the least proficient in math and reading. Based